knew that I was going to come to Iowa the day that I toured campus.
It felt like, all right, this is where I'm supposed to be.
I was looking at all the different buildings and the manicured lawns and thought, oh, this is like college. I can be a student, I can experiment, I can try, I can fail, and I can also eat dining hall food.
Being here in Iowa City, there were so many things going on. It was such a vibrant academic and intellectual, but also creative community.
There's not a person in my major or that I've met at Iowa that I don't feel like I can go to.
It really felt more like a family.
Iowa does an amazing job of giving you so many different resources to figure out who you truly are when you come here.
The coolest thing about being a Hawkeye is that it doesn't mean one thing.
I want to be a visual storyteller and a filmmaker. What's been given to me here can really help me with that.
Being a sorority president, that gave me a lot of leadership experience, and I want to use that skill to impact other people.
Valuing the people that you work with is the most important thing, and that's definitely the lesson that I'm going to take away.
Being able to have the entire country rally behind you and having that lasting impact on women's basketball, it's honestly a dream come true.
I've never even been into sports. I learned just how awesome it is to be in that community of we are all students here right now cheering on this one thing.
Every time I wear a Hawkeye shirt, I always hear somebody yell, "Go Hawks," at me, so I know that that's going to follow me wherever I go.
From COVID and everything that happened, I was stripped down to the essentials of leaning on my people and learning how to allow people to help me.
Coming from a first-generation student, being resilient meant staying through college, pushing myself to be the best that I can be.
Not being able to see my family, that was really tough in a way that I probably still haven't completely processed.
I'm thankful for the peers as well as the mentors that I've had who have allowed me to be resilient.
I would love to thank my mom, my dad, obviously.
Thank you, Aunt Kelly and Uncle Mike, for raising me, for being there for me. And
My colleagues for some of the best years of my life.
I would like to thank the UI Reach program, my grandparents. I'd like to thank them.
Thank you, Mom and Dad.
엄마, 아빠 항상 낳아주고 이런 경험하게 해줘서 너무 고맙고 이제 졸업인데.
My roommates, Alyssa and Leah, shout out to you guys.
Thank you to my beautiful fiance and soon-to-be wife, Renee.
Thank you to my friends for making all of this worth it.
Good afternoon and welcome on this lovely spring afternoon to this beautiful venue to join us in celebrating for the 2023 College of Education Commencement Ceremony. I'm Dan Clay, I'm the Dean in the College of Education, and I want to extend an especially warm welcome to the families of our graduates. I know the room is filled with parents, grandparents, sisters, brothers, extended family members, friends, and loved ones, and so many others. We are so pleased that you're able to join us today to help us celebrate and to bear witness to the important milestone accomplishment of all of our graduates today. We are most privileged and grateful to have been a part of their lives for these past few years. The entire university community shares in your pride and in your happiness on this very special occasion. Allow me to acknowledge the many people assisting us with this commencement ceremony today. Please stand and remain standing as you are introduced. The sign language interpreter from Hands Up Communication is Robin Heiken. Representing the university's central administration and conferring the degrees, Executive Vice President and Provost Kevin Craigle. Assisting me on stage with the celebration today from our College of Education is Mark McDermott, Associate Dean for Teacher Education and Student Services, and Pamela Wesley, Associate Dean for Faculty and Academic Affairs. Please join me in thanking these individuals who are supporting this effort today. In addition, we recognize all our faculty and staff who've contributed in so many ways to the students' success through teaching, through academic advising, supervising field experiences, and other services throughout these graduates' time in our college. Whether seated on stage or before us in the audience, would the faculty and staff please stand so that we can recognize all of you. Thank you. I am honored to introduce to you today our keynote speaker, Nate Clark. Nate is the Global Director of Corporate Social Responsibility for John Deere and President of the John Deere Foundation. For the Foundation, he serves as the Principal Operating Officer with responsibility for directing over $25 million in annual grant making to nonprofit organizations that enable people to unlock the economic, social, and environmental value in and throughout their lives. In fact, a recent gift from the John Deere Foundation will further Iowa's efforts in addressing our school mental health crisis. The John Deere Foundation has made a gift commitment of $525,000 to advance research efforts and support educators, students, and their families, specifically underserved and underrepresented youth in John Deere communities throughout Iowa and throughout Illinois through the Scanlon Center for School Mental Health. Since 1948, the John Deere Foundation has provided more than $84 million in grants. Nate says the mental health crisis is of great concern to John Deere and its 82,000 employees worldwide. That's why, for the first time in its 75-year history, the John Deere Foundation is giving back to enhance our efforts to address mental health. John Deere's efforts to give back in ways that both meet urgent needs as well as honor human dignity earned it recognition in 2022 as one of the 50 most community-minded businesses in all of America. Nate earned a Juris Doctorate from the University of Iowa, go Hawks, College of Law in 1999, and a Bachelor of Arts from Boston University in 1996. Nate lives in Bettendorf, Iowa, with his wife, Melissa, who is joining us here today. His son, Spencer, who will be graduating in 10 days, will be attending the University of Iowa College of Law next year. And his daughter, who studies dance at the University of Illinois in Urbana-Champaign. Professionally and personally, Nate is a champion for education and the vital role that our educators play in creating a better world for everyone. So please join me in welcoming Nate Clark.
Thank you, Dean Clay, Provost, esteemed faculty and staff of the College of Education, and of course, soon-to-be graduates and loved ones. Good afternoon, everyone. I am so utterly thankful to have the opportunity to spend this joyous day with you. It is in the spirit of thanks and enormous admiration for what you have already accomplished and for what you will surely accomplish that I am humbled to celebrate you today. On a brief personal note, my first and last formal educational experiences were here in Iowa City. I went to Kinder Farm Preschool here in 1979, and I graduated from the University of Iowa College of Law in 1999. I am forever indebted to this wonderful community of educators. Now, for my formal remarks. Many people don't know this, but John Deere has an honest-to-goodness blacksmith on our staff. Our blacksmith does more than simply enrich the experiences of those visiting the lovely historic site in Grand Detour, Illinois. They serve as a reminder for us of our legacy and our future. For us at John Deere, hammer-wielding blacksmiths are a powerful metaphor for the constant struggle for innovation on behalf of humanity. With every hammer blow, blacksmiths break the shapes and forms of the past to build something entirely new. Today, I am in a room of metaphorical blacksmiths, and what you create is far more important than any plow or tractor that we've ever made. In recent years, many of us have returned to the work of James Baldwin for inspiration during challenging times. And his article, A Talk to Teachers, seems particularly relevant today. Despite being separated by nearly 60 years, Baldwin captures and honors your roles powerfully, beautifully, and simply. He writes, and I quote, "The paradox of education is precisely this, that as one begins to become conscious, one begins to examine the society in which he is being educated. The purpose of education is to create in a person the ability to look at the world for himself, to make his own decisions, to say to himself, this is black or this is white, to decide for himself whether there is a God in heaven or not, to ask questions of the universe, and then learn to live with those questions, is the way he achieves his own identity." So what does Baldwin teach us? As educators, you don't make something as simple as a plow or a tractor. You make blacksmiths and imbue them with the care and faculties needed to support an entire world of blacksmiths struggling to make their lives better for themselves and others. You empower others to break from the past to build a better future. Let me give you several sparks of proof of the vital roles that you play, roles that I get to see in my work. Research confirms that education increases the likelihood that people, particularly vulnerable groups, will vote and participate in personal and community decision-making. Education also promotes the tolerance of others, and it prevents violence and conflict. But with these sparks, we must courageously acknowledge the heat and fire that you must create in your work. Let's return to Baldwin once again for clarity. In his essay, My Dungeon Shook, Letter to My Nephew on the 100th anniversary of emancipation, he writes, and I quote again, "Many people indeed know better, but as you will discover, people find it very difficult to act on what they know. To act is to be committed, and to be committed is to be in danger." But Baldwin comforts his nephew, and he comforts all of us. Don't be afraid. The heat and danger you create is because your work is right. And for those who seem to stifle education, we must educate them. To be sure, those who stifle us reveal their limited views on educators. To them, blacksmiths only make tools, and teachers only make versions of themselves. But Baldwin sees them quite clearly and reveals their terrible paradox. By fighting against education and the chains that it beckons, people chain themselves in iron when they could be free. But with the heat you create, there is also the promise of light, light that will show everyone a pathway to a better tomorrow. Now, please know that it is not enough for me or others to simply shine a light on the burden of your role. I would utterly undermine Baldwin's truth if I and everyone did not commit to working in the fire beside you. I know that I can speak for everyone in this room, from the amazing faculty and staff at the College of Education and this university to your loved ones. We are with you. Let me return to where I started. For those of you who will be educators or who will work in education broadly, we thank you. You will build a brighter world by striking while the iron is hot, and we wish you the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Nate. It's my honor to present Professor Nancy Gray Languth, an Emerita Professor in the College of Education, as your faculty speaker. I've known Professor Languth for about 14 years since my arrival at the University of Iowa. My strongest memory of Professor Languth was during July 2020. I saw Professor Languth and her husband riding their bikes on a path in town while I was walking my dog. At this time, Professor Languth was the Associate Dean for Teacher Education and Student Services, and I was a faculty member. We stopped and chatted for a few minutes, social distancing, of course, and I said to Professor Languth something along the lines of, "I sure don't envy you," referring to the fact that she was responsible for an entire teacher education program and all of its students at a time when both K-12 schools and the university were in crisis due to the pandemic. Professor Languth's response was something like, "We're going to make this work." A positive, hopeful, and kind sentiment while we were all exhausted and scared. And that's the type of colleague that Professor Languth has always been to me, an unfailingly positive, kind person who cherishes connection and is a true servant leader. You made a good choice for your faculty speaker. Emerita Professor Nancy Gray Languth grew up on a farm near Bedford, Iowa, attending Bedford Community Schools and walking beans, mowing and raking hay on a red Farmall C tractor, serving as the Iowa House of Representatives speakers page for the 1976 legislative session, traveling to Japan as an exchange student later that same year, and serving as the state 4-H girls president. She attended Iowa State University as a first-generation college student, and she received an undergraduate degree in elementary education with an exceptional learner emphasis. She then taught science and reading to middle grade students in the Lenox Community School District and completed a master's degree in teaching from Northwest Missouri State University. Upon moving to Iowa City in 1985 with her husband, Brad, Professor Languth embarked upon her PhD, building on her interests in curriculum and instruction, science education, and school counseling. During her 26-year association with the College of Education, Professor Languth has overseen student teaching placements and taught a wide variety of courses. She served as the Associate Dean for Teacher Education and Student Services for 6 years, providing leadership and oversight for the teacher education program and other services in the College of Education. She was highly engaged in the process of gaining approval for the college to confirm a BA in education degree for the majors represented in today's commencement. Professor Languth's work at the state level included contributing to state accreditation reviews, advising on the redesign of the system used to advertise teaching positions, and serving on the Iowa Association of Colleges for Teacher Education Executive Board. In her emerita professor role, Dr. Languth remains laser-focused on student success and the important role professionals in the majors represented today play in setting the stage for the success of their students and clients. Favorite pastimes for Professor Languth include biking and traveling with her husband of 43 years, performing as a piano trio with their two daughters, Catherine and Anne, and spending time with their daughters and their families that now include 4 grandchildren. It's my honor to present your faculty speaker, Professor Nancy Languth.
Thank you, Dr. Wesley. Provost Kriegel, Dean Clay, faculty, Spring 2023 graduates, and the family and friends who join me in celebrating the noteworthy accomplishment of 204 graduates of the College of Education. Thank you for this opportunity to share a few comments with you today. Here we are on May 11th, 2023, the Thursday of finals week on the University of Iowa campus. Whenever I am on a campus during finals week and see students scurrying to their respective finals, I always wonder what content is front of mind for them. As no doubt, at that moment in time, they are very much at the top of their game on that subject matter. Is it biostatistical methods, classical mythology, commercial banking, information systems, quantum mechanics, and chemical kinetics? Those students are on our campus this semester and all have instructors with the surname of Smith. I always will remember sitting on the steps of Schaefer Hall between one of the morning sessions of my PhD comprehensive exams. And I was there to reboot. I was putting aside the science education or counselor education or curriculum and instruction preparation in order to focus on the topic to be addressed that afternoon. I know you've been there. All to say, a lot of content is studied and mastered here at the University of Iowa during any given semester. Speaking of content, and what we've individually and collectively studied and learned at this place, what could there possibly be that all of you College of Education graduates have studied and learned that sets you apart from other graduates being recognized across campus over the next 3 days? What could possibly be content in common in all our minds, whether you're graduating or a faculty member seated on the stage? After all, we have art education, elementary education, English education, mathematics education, music education, science education, social studies education, world language education, and education studies and human relations majors represented here. That's right, 9 majors. In other words, when it comes to leaving this place as more knowledgeable others in a field of study, what sets you apart as College of Education graduates? What knowledge will you be taking with you that can instill confidence in those moments when you might find yourself wondering, what exactly have I learned? Or perhaps even, am I ready? I've been giving this some thought, and I'd wager that it is a solid understanding of the following components of the human endeavor of teaching that you have in common. Yes, the common denominator across all majors represented today is that you will be leaving this place as more knowledgeable others when it comes to the following components of the human endeavor of teaching. Components that shape College of Education curriculum and are applicable to all content and grade levels. Using the INTAS standards as my inspiration, No surprise there to anyone who knows me. I propose that the knowledge that you graduates all have in common, that you will be bringing to your future endeavors, and that sets you apart, is your understanding of the following. You are more knowledgeable others when it comes to learner development. Not only do you understand learner development, you know why your understanding of it matters. Case in point, the impact of adverse childhood experiences on learning and life, and the power of reframing what's wrong with you to what happened to you. You not only acknowledge but appreciate and embrace learning differences. I believe more than any generation before you, you graduates are the more knowledgeable others when it comes to why we must continue to seek equity and opportunities for everyone. At your very core, you recognize the need to acknowledge and to accommodate learner differences. When it comes to creating and maintaining inclusive and equitable learning environments, you are the people we want providing instruction in our schools and leading programs and initiatives in our communities. You understand the importance of compassion before curriculum, interest before instruction, journeying without judgment, and relationships before rigor. Speaking of content, all of you graduates have in common, not only have you mastered a lot of content, you know how to apply it in meaningful ways through effective and instructional strategies that are relative, relevant, integrative, challenging, and exploratory. And you recognize that assessment must inform instruction and not just serve as an evaluation of those for whom you are leading instruction. Additionally, each of you graduates recognizes that it is imperative that you remain lifelong learners who prioritize your own well-being, such that you can be your best self for those with whom you're working. And we know that you understand why it is imperative that you continue to be ethical in your work. And finally, every College of Education graduate knows that when you leave this place, you will be a leader who will not just observe needs, but a leader who will seek to collaborate with others to find ways to meet those needs. So there you have it, graduates. When it comes to content in common, this is what you have studied and learned, because you're a University of Iowa College of Education graduate. And yes, because of this, you are ready. Congratulations to each of you. On behalf of the College of Education faculty, please know that we wish you only the best as you complete this significant milestone in your life journey. A life journey that I think everyone in this auditorium would agree already is having a great positive impact in this world we share. And we thank you for that.
Thank you, Nancy. We're so lucky to still have you a part of our College of Education. And I, too, have grown to love the in-task standards. Samantha Pettick, raised in the tiny town of Muscoda, Wisconsin, received her bachelor's degree in physics from the University of Wisconsin-River Falls in 2018. For as long as she can remember, Samantha has wanted to be a teacher. She had every intention of becoming a science teacher when she left for college, but fell in love with research and switched to pure physics. During the rest of her college career, even though she had left the College of Education, she was never far from teaching. She took every opportunity to share her love of science with the public by creating outreach programs for rural schools near her hometown, by volunteering to do school science demos for thousands of people in Washington, D.C. at a physics day with the Minnesota Twins, and as a part of the 3M Super Science Saturday, along with various other events. Though it took a while, Samantha realized her true passion was in education, so she eventually decided to pursue her MAT in science education. Since coming to the University of Iowa, she has continued engaging in outreach efforts. For example, Samantha was the co-chair of the 2022 Physics Congress, which is the largest gathering on undergraduate physics majors in the country to date. Samantha will be leaving Iowa this fall for New Mexico, where she hopes to share her love of science in the classroom. Please help me welcome our student speaker, Samantha Pettick.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Dr. McDermott, for the wonderful introduction. It's absolutely mind-blowing. That's a pun, but we'll get back to that. It's absolutely mind-blowing to be up here on this stage speaking to all of you today. Before I get started, I wanted to give a quick shout out to the science ed folks. There are just too many wonderful people in this program, from the fellow students, professors, mentors, and friends, to give a proper thanks to in the short time that I have with you tonight. So thank you. Okay, woo, okay. This path, the path that led me here tonight has had many twists and turns, as many good stories do. I knew that I wanted to be a teacher from the time I was in 3rd grade, but only now that I'm in my mid-20s am I finally making that a reality. By the time that I was in high school, I had developed a reputation for being able to help other students, and I even had a designated corner in the school library for my tutoring endeavors. Oh, the joys of going to a small school. When I got to college the first time, I was introduced to physics research, fell in love, and left the College of Education. Even though I wasn't actively pursuing education, I found myself doing a lot of science outreach with kids, whether it was visiting schools near my hometown with shiny physics toys, or doing other activities with crowds of thousands of people. It's funny to see how becoming an educator has been an underlying theme in my life. It took me a while to figure out that teaching was my true calling, but I eventually came back here to make it official. These past few years at the University of Iowa have marked the most influential moments of my life. This has been it's been filled with moments of both struggle and growth. We all have had our moments of struggle. For those of you who just finished student teaching, you probably know what I mean. And I'm certain that each and every one of you also faced challenges outside of the classroom. For example, I had to have brain surgery just over a year ago, and I lost the ability to read for a very short amount of time. During this time, I was enrolled in 17 credit hours of courses. Was it the best decision to come back to classes 3 weeks after surgery? Probably not, but hindsight is 20/20. This experience changed the way that I process new information. I needed to learn how to use a screen reader because my reading skills weren't really good at that time. And I also discovered that loud and stressful environments make it impossible for me to focus. I had to rebuild my content knowledge, especially since it had been about 5 years since I was a physics student myself. While this was only temporary for me, I now have a deeper understanding of the unseen challenges and frustrations that can come with learning that I wouldn't have had otherwise. Though my trajectory has changed drastically over the years, the one true constant has been the support of my family. Not all people have that kind of support in their lives, and school can be the only place where students can feel the support that they need. Every person in this country has experienced some form of education. I would argue that education is the only experience that we as a society share. This means that everyone also has an opinion about it. As I look around at my fellow graduates, I see people that will go into fields that will directly impact the future of our society. We are all going on to careers to promote learning, which only some of us will become classroom teachers. As such, I feel it's safe to say that we all are highly invested in the different ways in which people process information and how we can prepare them for their futures. If I'm going to be real with you, I know that students aren't going to remember that kinetic energy is equal to 1/2 times mass times velocity squared. They're going to remember how they struggled with a new idea and how they overcame that struggle. Students these days, wow, I can't believe I'm already using that phrase. Students these days have had an educational experience unlike anything we've experienced before. I was lucky enough to be between my physics life and my teacher life when the pandemic hit. And many of you have experienced what it was like to learn in isolation. While the long-term effects of the pandemic are still being evaluated, we can already see the social abilities of students that are currently in the classroom have certainly been impacted. The experience that we had as learners is no longer as relevant as it once was. Students are now struggling in ways that we cannot directly empathize with. Our role as professionals in education is to support learning, even if it means that we have to learn along the way. As we sit here, I want you to think about all the obstacles that you have overcome in order to be sitting where you are today. And I mean, really think about it. Be proud of yourselves. We now have the same power to support others in their journey in achieving this same sense of accomplishment. Being able to help people feel what we're feeling right now, now that's what education is all about. Thank you.
Thank you, Samantha. The College of Education is approved to offer Bachelor of Arts majors in Education Studies and Human Relations, Elementary Education, Art Education, English Education, Mathematics Education, Music Education, Science Education, Social Studies Education, and World Language Education. We are pleased to have the University of Iowa Provost Kevin Kragle with us for conferring of this degree. Provost Kragle, please join me at the podium. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts please rise? That's you. Provost Kragle, these candidates, having completed all the requirements for the degree Bachelor of Arts, are recommended to you by the faculty of the College of Education for the conferring of this degree.
Thank you, Dean Clay. On recommendation of the faculty of the College of Education and the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, I confer on each of you the degree Bachelor of Arts as qualified and designated. Congratulations.
The turning of the tassel is the tradition of gesture by which each student signifies passage from degree candidate to graduate. Please mark your new status as graduates of the University of Iowa College of Education by moving the tassel of your cap from the right to the left. Thank you, graduates. Please be seated. Now I would like to invite Associate Dean Mark McDermott to the podium.
I now have the honor of sharing with you and celebrating the accomplishment of each of our program completers. At this time, we will honor the program completers in our Education Studies and Human Relations, Secondary Education, and Elementary Education programs. Please come forward to receive formal recognition when your program coordinator reads your name.
I'm Professor Kathy Hsu, and I will introduce the graduates completing the Education Studies and Human Relations major. Emily Rose Williams. Caroline Canby. Gracie Bear. Benita Odije. Oh. With highest distinction. There we go. McKenna DeVore. Anthea Rose. Autumn Michelle Higdon. Sophie Marie Wallace. Ganyo Mungara. Emily Katie Rodriguez.
I am Professor Allison Rowe, and I will introduce the graduates completing the teacher education program in art education. Clara Marie Pesha. Hannah Gifty Borsay. Madigan Brands Young. Please join me in congratulating those who have completed the art education program.
I'm back. Makessa Reese Galvin. Madeline Guy. Emily Liette Brannigan, with high distinction. Eden Rose Conroy, with highest distinction. Bailey Jones. Emmett James Olson. Caitlin Joyce Standersky. Sarah Alexandra Menning. Reagan Cook. Adrian Markowski, with University Honors and with Honors in Education Studies and Human Relations. Are you the last of us? Do you know if you're the last of us? I think so. Narisa Darlin Higgins, with highest distinction, with University Honors and with Honors in Education Studies and Human Relations. Please join me in congratulating those who have completed the Education Studies and Human Relations major.
I am a Professor Samuel Tanner, and I am going to introduce the graduates completing the teacher education program in English education. Savannah Mae Huseman. Renee Giselle Caranto. Cheyenne Rachel McGuire. Paige Kaylee Johnson. Christopher Patrick McSweeney. Ryan Thomas Clevenger. Brooke Vecchio. Samantha Marie Sandifer. Alec Glisson. Abigail Grace Hustedler. Catherine Wren Mattern. Olivia Fairholm. Samantha Gabriela Estara Elenea. Cynthia Flores. Isabel Mercado. Charles Harmon. Zachary Maximilian Warren. Please join me in congratulating all the English education folks.
I am Professor Gregory Bodine, and I will introduce the graduates completing the teacher education program in mathematics education. Thank you. Joseph Michael Bartling. Jay Huff. Kathleen Rosemary Hearn with University Honors, Honors in Mathematics Education. Brooke Avis Hitchcock with High Distinction with University Honors. Marilee Renee Hovis with University Honors, Honors in Mathematics Education. Gretchen Michelle Fisher. Claire Jensen. Please join me in congratulating those who have completed the mathematics education program.
The smiles today are fabulous. My name is Mary Cohen, Professor of Music Education, and I am excited to celebrate our graduates. First, Jaden Marie Scheller with high distinction. Courtney Jo Kelly. Ashley Ann Hermson with high distinction. Zachary Michael Ring with high distinction. And Logan Schaefer Newhouse with distinction, with university honors, with honors in music education. Join me in congratulating the graduates in the music education program.
I am Professor Ted Neal, and I will introduce the graduates completing the teacher education program in science education. You lost your card. Sam Pettick. Lucas Herbeck. Austin Curtis. Paul David Mortensen. Bailey Nicole Jones. Marissa Tuning. Michaela Clarine Lunsford. Amanda Pierce. Katie Pearson. Amy Donovan. Terrell Bandy. Please join me in congratulating those. Whoops, Danny's sneaking in later. You were hiding. Look, there's a whole bunch of you hiding back there. Danica Porter. They're all like hiding and stop. The short group. Maxwell Sawyer Gordon. Hannah Louise Crowell. You're the end. Lucas Chamberlain. Now please join me in congratulating those who have completed the science education program.
Hello, I am Maya Shepard, and I will introduce the amazing graduates completing the teacher education program in social studies education. Deshaun Walker. Daniel Francis Welsh. Jack Edward Bryson. Michael James Bertles. Jake Frazee. Jacob Zaboral. Jenna Ashley Eastman with high distinction. Anna Marie Blatz. Gianna Carmen Matteo. Barbara Duder. Samantha Foxen. Please join me in congratulating those who have completed the Social Studies Education program.
Hello, I am Professor Sean Datchik, and I will introduce the graduates completing the Teacher Education program in Special Education. Katie Herman. Margaret Catherine Herman, I'm sorry. Jamie Elizabeth Zussman. Please join me in congratulating those who have completed the Special Education program.
I am Professor Will Coghill-Behrens, and I'll introduce the graduates in World Language Education. Kathleen Montes. Cassandra Victoria Cabanas. Please join me in congratulating the graduates in World Language Education.
I'm Professor Leah Plackens. This is Professor Sean Datchuk, and once again, Associate Dean Mark McDermott. We're going to introduce the elementary education graduates. Bridget Claire Gillickson. Abigail Lee Lucas. James Michael Rufo. Logan Ray Klemp. Dayton Ross. Brady Lawrence Lerman. Lucas Allen Henry Rayons. Brittany Page Reuter. Alexandra Maria Bush. Victoria Ippolito. Fallon Marie Ann Grunder with highest distinction. Alyssa Ann Hecker with highest distinction with honors in elementary education. Kelsia Holland. Emily Bolander. Carrie Jade Hempy. Carolyn Patricia Byrne. Claire Kathleen Eklund. Natalie Marie Raker. Andrea Ann Parenza. Kaylee Ann Hogan with high distinction. Caitlin Elizabeth Malakowski with high distinction. Jennifer Lynn Formica with distinction.
Savannah Nicole Hunt. With high distinction, university honors and honors in elementary education. Molly Jane Walliser. With high distinction. Emma Ruth Corbelli. Alexis Keller. Ashlyn Peck. Sarah Catherine Fordyce. Caitlin Nicole Deschus. Gabrielle Murray Berthel. Kelly Lynn Myers. Alexa Marie Frail with high distinction. Chloe Lackey. Mallory Maxine Pence. Sarah Amro. Sydney Cox. Ruby Nay with university honors. Allison Clayman. Kaylina Burns. Sydney Heinze. Ellie Jane Peach. Reagan Weber. Angela Marie Rice. Bonnie Kate McFarland with highest distinction. would you like me to say? Rose Clay Fraser. Hannah Paulina Rogers. Caitlin Kornick with highest distinction. Kelly Elizabeth Cross with distinction. Michaela Sash. Julia Elizabeth Quinn with high distinction. Betsy Nicole Dreyer. Amy Catherine Showers with highest distinction. Claire Stevens. Kayana Vonlo.
Kylie Nicole Cox with high distinction. Mary Pawnee. Catherine Martins. Ella Nicole David. Cole Michael Davis. Megan Rose Cully. Lily Anna Ellingson. Mayaka Lee Heiberlein. Kelly Kennan with highest distinction. Emily Miranda Hansen. Morgan Ray McCarthy. Zachary Glenn Verbach. Courtney Lynn Marenkoff. Jenna Jean Novak with high distinction. Lindsay Langton with highest distinction. Grace Amanda Severson with high distinction. Anna Anmei Schlichtman with high distinction. Madison Ann K. Z. Sarah Michelle Andrews. Madeline Gignac with high distinction. Caitlin Marie Yurkis with high distinction with honors in elementary education. Morgan May White. Erin Margaret Moore. Jacinta Mary Hamilton with highest distinction. Grace Josephine County with highest distinction. Michaela Michelle Miller with high distinction. Claire Ashton Swanson. Grace Ann Zavala with highest distinction. Thank you. Elizabeth Mei Ling Litchfield. Aldo Daniel Loya. Catherine Grace Glover. Avery Jane Mueller. Kaylin Grace Mann. Lauren Rose Hurt. Madeline Lee Danielski. Kennedy Joe Seddon. Emma Bluter. Brooke Elizabeth Tullis. Isabel Ann Smith. Michelle Agnes Bargoyo Boicala. Riley Farron Goldberg. Celia Judith Boss. Please join me in congratulating our completers in elementary education.
Graduates, you will now leave the College of Education and start a new profession. Working in education is a tremendous privilege, but it is also a very big responsibility. We need good educators, people who care about our children, and we need them now more than ever. You have our support, you have our confidence, and you certainly have our admiration. We're very proud of all that you've accomplished. We have big expectations of you because we know what a difference you will make. I look forward, as you do, to all the things that lie ahead. Thank you for being a part of our Hawkeye family, and we hope that you'll stay a part of our Hawkeye family. Congratulations and best wishes to each of you. Please join me one more time in congratulating today's graduates. Wow. Wow. We welcome you all to join us for a reception immediately following the ceremony on both the second floor, Stanley Cafe, and the second floor and first floor, Smith Lobby. Refreshments will be served. Also, rumor has it that Herky will make an appearance and join us for the celebration for pictures to help us celebrate your impressive accomplishments. I kindly ask that the audience remain seated until the graduates, the platform officials, and faculty have exited. Thank you again for coming today, and we'll hopefully see you at the reception. Thank you.